So it's me, your boy Ike Samson. So I have this message to give us as a choosing. Be careful of those who you hang out with because soon and later you may turn out to become like them. Yes, believe me. These have been from the what from the origin, from the what from our ancestors. These things have already be existing, whereby people will try to do or to convince you to do what they are doing or to believe what they believe. The reason why the history of Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego touch the world today, because they refuse to be like others. They refuse to do the things that others are doing. You know what I'm saying? So don't hang out with people who don't know God. Yes, we have a lot of people who don't know God, believe me. Yes, believe me. There was one of my friends that I asked a question. We were just talking about, something like relationship and all those stuff. And if you have not followed me on my relationship coach, follow me on my relationship coach. It's also in my in my community the page is also on my community, and help me to do or to subscribe. So we are just debating, talking about relationship. So I directly do what asked her one question: Are you a Christian? It take 5 minutes for her to respond. If you are a Christian, instantly, yes, I'm a Christian. Are you a Christian? Yes, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I do this. You don't need to use like 30 minutes. If somebody come now and tell me something, are you an unbeliever? I'll first of all, imagine, what do you see in me that make you to ask me whether I'm a believer? I will think about that, because I know indeed that I'm a Christian. I know who I believe. So when someone asks you, whom do you believe? Who are you? Where do you visit? What is your background? Where have you been brought up? It's very easy. If somebody come now and tell you, what is your father's name? You will not take some minutes to ask him to respond to that question, because you know the name of your father. So what am I trying to say is this: be careful of those who you hang out with, because if you're not careful, they'll do what? They'll turn you to become like them, because all birds of the same feather goes together. There's something my dad always tell me, whenever I'm around him, when it's make, because my father is a man of parable. If my father speak one word to you, let me say my father speak 50 words to you, 30 is parable. That's why sometimes he would tell me one word. He would tell me like 5 word or 10 word. I can only remember like 2. That's why he do what he called me coconut head, because he will speak. At the end, he will use a parable to convince me. He will just speak, narrate, explain, and at the end, one parable will make me to forget all the whole story that he have told me more than 1 hour. So what am I trying to say is this: be careful of those whom you hang out with, because if you start to hang out with a thief, and you have that belief that one day you will change that thief, if you are not careful, the thief will change you. Believe me, this is what my papa Onyedipo said. He said, if you find people who are unbeliever, and you are trying to do or to bring them to Christianity, or you are a Christian, you are a choosing, you believe in God, and you want to marry, you know that this person you are about to marry is not a Christian, and you people have been dating like 1 year, 2 years, and he refused to be a Christian, and you are hoping that if you marry him, or two of you come together as husband and wife, with that privilege of marriage, you will use it to do what? To turn into to become a Christian. It's just like you holding this rope like this. I'm sure you, let me view it. You holding this rope like this, and you are drawing the rope, and the other one is drawing you. So if you are not careful, the other one, who is unbeliever, as your wife or your husband, will draw you to become like him. You know what I'm saying? So that is why you need not to. When the Bible says, "Be ye separate," be what? Be ye separate. Be totally separate. That means there is a reason. So my brothers and sisters, the race we are running, it needs what? Intelligent. That's why the Bible says, God giveth wisdom. He giveth understanding. In all you're getting, get what? Get wisdom. In all you're getting, get wisdom and understand, according to the book of Proverbs. So my brothers and sisters, be careful of those whom you hang out. Don't think that they are my friend, because one day, this your friend will do what? Will terminate everything about you and leave you with nothing. Yes, we have a lot of people today now who are who they are because of people who they hang out with. Believe me, I have a lot of friends who used to ask me, Samson, why are you alone? There's a question that one of my friends asked me. He said, Samson, if everybody follow this road, You alone will just follow this one. You don't follow people. You don't do what others are doing. I said yes, because I come alone. I don't need to mingle with no one before I know who I am. So be careful of those whom you mingle with, brothers and sisters. This may not sound what clear. Be careful of those who you allow also your children to mingle with, because whatsoever your children become is whom you become. Because at the end of the day, when you become old, that thing that they would, if you are not careful, that you allow them to mingle with anyhow people, you allow them to mingle with people whom they love mingle with, go with any type of person, you come to understand that at the end of the day, you will be the one that will be visiting one police station to another, one police office to another, to do what? To bail them. Believe me, you will be the one that will be searching for money, seeking for money that you're supposed to use to do what? To cater for yourself, money that you're supposed to use, to take care of yourself. You will be using it to do what? To settle some matters in police stations. That's why we have a lot of people today who are going different pain because of people who they do what, who they go on with, who they mingle with. My friends who I believe, the reason why I'm doing this video is because of what I have experienced, what I have gone through. My friends whom I truly believe, I have been with, we eat together, we do stuff together, they are the one who end up betraying me. So be careful of those whom you believe, if they are not in your lineage, if they don't believe in God. Mostly those who don't believe that God exists, those who think that, those days when I was in school, some people say, well, how can you say that there are some people who don't believe that God exists? There are many people out there in the world who truly, in this 20th century, who don't believe that God truly exists. Many of my friends, one of my friends asked me a question, an Italy girl. So she told me, I asked the question, do you believe in God? He said, no, God does not exist. There are more than 10 who tell me this, that God does not exist. All these things that we are seeing is what is scientific. All of them are made by what? By science. So what am I trying to say? Be different, so that you will not end up, after running all these race, you will end up in a wrong decision. You know what I'm saying? So remain blessed. May God bless you. And don't forget to subscribe.